Mrs. Z here at Hickory Creek Farms. I realize that a lot of you guys can't come to my pumpkin farm, so I decided to bring my pumpkin farm to you. We are so glad to have you in my barn, and I would like to tell you that I do have a problem. And I'm wondering if you could help me solve my problem. I have pumpkins planted outside, and I have promised to give everyone who comes and sits in my barn a pumpkin to take home. But now that September is here, I'm kind of afraid that I might run out of pumpkins. And I'm just worried sick about it. Oh, but look who's here. This is Max. Let me introduce you to my Max kitty. Say hi, Max. Hello, Max. Max lives in my barn. He sleeps all day because all night long he's out hunting for mice. And he loves to eat the mice in my barn. So he's a good kitty, but I'm going to get rid of him so that I can have you solve my problem. And let me get rid of him right over there. Okay, guys, my problem that I'm worried about, I think I need to plant some more pumpkin seeds because I'm afraid I'll run out of pumpkins for all the kids that come to sit in my barn. Did any of you guys bring seeds with you today? None of you brought seeds? Oh dear, how am I going to find seeds? I live 30 miles from town. You think I might find some at Walmart, right? But it would take me probably an hour to get all the way to Walmart and back. You don't want to sit in my barn that long, do you? No. Where else could I find pumpkin seeds? Put your thinking cap on, help me out. In the middle of a pumpkin? There are seeds in the middle of a pumpkin? Ah, you're kidding me. Which pumpkin? Which pumpkin? Maybe this pumpkin? How about a little one like this? Well, how about this one? It's a middle-sized pumpkin. Do you think there's seeds in there? How about we cut it open and see if there's seeds in there? Ready? Okay, here we go. I've got my axe. And I'm going to cut this pumpkin open and see what we find inside. And I'm not a real good pumpkin cutter open, but I'm going to give it a try here. Here we go. You think that worked? Oh, I think it worked. Oh, I'm thinking that I see some seeds. Oh my goodness, it's got straw on it, but I've got seeds too. We'll wipe off the straw and take a look and see what's inside. Looky there. Every pumpkin, whether it's big or little or middle size, is full of seeds and gunky stuff. And if you've ever made a jack-o'-lantern, you know that you have to cut the top off and reach in there and dig out all that gunky, gooey stuff, right? And you have to take all those seeds out. There's one. Ooh, it's slick and slimy with the gunky stuff. You see it? That's a pumpkin seed. And we're going to plant that pumpkin seed today and see if we can grow some more pumpkins. Are you ready? Okay, here I go. I'm going to run outside for just a minute and we'll plant this seed. Can you stay put just for a little bit while I go plant this seed? Okay, here we go. Wait a minute. I got a problem. Do you think it's a good idea for me to plant this pumpkin seed outside today? You know what would happen if I planted this seed today? I would go out to my pumpkin patch and I'd pretend like this is the dirt. I'd dig a little hole in the dirt and then I'd plant my seed in the hole and everything would be just fine for a while. In about 7 days, a little sprout would stick its little head up above the dirt and go, hello, pumpkin plant. And that sprout would be so cute, a little green plant as a sprout. And that plant would start to grow and it'd be so happy out in my pumpkin patch. But then one night soon, we are going to go to bed And that old thermometer is going to go dropping down below 32 degrees. It's going to get cold. And we're going to be cuddled up in our beds, all comfy cozy under the blankets. But my little pumpkin sprout is going to be out in the field going, oh! It's so cold out here. Oh, I need a coat. Oh, I need a coat. What am I going to do? It's so cold. And you know what's going to happen to my pumpkin sprout? It's going to die. And it will die out in my pumpkin patch. So what I need to do is get my seeds out of the pumpkin, and I need to take those seeds in the house. And I need to wash them up in the sink and set them on a plate to dry till they're good and dry. And then maybe after about a week sitting on that plate and they're good and dry, I'm going to put them in an envelope. And I'm going to put them in my dresser drawer so that I won't lose them, because I lose a lot of stuff. I'll put them in my dresser drawer in that envelope, and I'm going to let them sit there all the way through this season of fall that we're in right now. And then I'm going to let them sit all through the season of the next season, which is winter. You're right. And then I'm going to let them sit in that dresser drawer all the way through the next season after winter, which is what? Spring! Yes, you're right. And then I'm going to let them sit all the way through spring until summer starts. And your teacher is going to say, school's over, go home, have a wonderful vacation. And that's when I'm going to go in my dresser drawer and I'm going to get my seeds out of that envelope. And I'm going to go out and I'm going to plant them in my pumpkin patch. And in about how many days that little sprout's going to come up? 7, that's right. Up he comes. Whoop. Oh, and he's going to be so happy because it's going to be warm. And he's going to grow. And he's going to grow really, really fast. And that pumpkin sprout is going to get great big green leaves on it that look like this. Is that a big whopper leaf or what? Look at that. That's a pumpkin plant leaf. And that's not the only thing my pumpkin plant is going to have on it. After a while, it's going to get beautiful yellow flowers on it that look like this. Isn't that pretty? Now, I got to tell you, there's 2 kinds of flowers that grow on my pumpkin plants. There's male flowers and there's female flowers. This one's a male flower. You know how I can tell? I have to look inside the flower. And when I look in there, it's got one tall thing sticking up. See it? And a female flower has a cluster of those tall things sticking up. Can you tell the difference? Let me pull that back a little bit. You see it? Okay, this is a male flower. This is a female flower. Now, only a female flower can have a baby pumpkin start to grow underneath it. But something has to happen before that can happen. Somehow, wait. If I rub my finger on top of those tall things, either in the male flower or the female flower, some yellow sticky stuff sticks onto my finger. You know what that's called? Starts with the letter P. That's right, it's pollen. That yellow sticky stuff is called pollen. Somehow, I've got to get some pollen from the middle of a male flower into the middle of a female flower so that the baby can start to grow underneath that female flower. Now, my flowers are all over the pumpkin patch. There's some over here. There's some over here. They're all over the place. Now, how am I going to get pollen? From the middle of a flower there, all the way over to a flower over here, or maybe there, or maybe there. How's that going to happen? Yeah, you're right. I could go out there and I could rub the pollen with my fingers in the male flower and then run over there and sprinkle it in the middle of the female flower. That'd work. But do you think I have time to do that with all my hundreds of flowers out there? No, I don't. I'd be worn out.
Yeah, so there's got to be another way, an easier way. What do you think? Yeah, Kansas is windy. You think maybe the wind could blow the pollen from one flower to the next? That's kind of iffy. Not likely. But there is something out there that helps me take the pollen from the middle of the male flower to the middle of the female flower. And can anybody tell me what that little critter is? You are right, it's a bee. How many of you guys like bees? Oh, I know they sting you, but you know what? If we didn't have bees, we wouldn't have pumpkins. We wouldn't have apples. We wouldn't have all kinds of fruit, strawberries, because it takes the bees to take the pollen from the middle of the male flower to the middle of the female flower so that you can have the fruit. This is how it happens. And that bee lands in the middle of that male flower. He walks around in the middle for a while. He doesn't even know it, but some of that yellow pollen is sticking to his feet. He gets tired of that flower, so he goes, and he lands in the middle of a female flower. He walks around in there for a little bit, and some of that pollen drops off of his feet onto the middle of those tall things inside the female flower, and that's what makes the baby start to grow under the female flower. That, my friend, is a baby pumpkin. Isn't he cute? Now, I don't know about you, but I think every baby needs a name, don't you? Yep. What do you think we should call that baby? Put your thinking caps on. What would be a good name for a baby pumpkin? Peter? I think that's a great name. We'll call that baby Peter Pumpkin, okay? And we're going to watch Peter Pumpkin grow up, okay? Now, Peter Pumpkin's laying in my pumpkin patch, looking so cute. He just lays there soaking in the sun and the rain. And pretty soon he starts to grow. And he grows until he looks like this. Ooh, he's grown big, hadn't he? Now, what is this thing on top of Peter Pumpkin? Can you help me? What was that thing on the top of that baby? Yeah, it's the flower. Isn't it beautiful? Some of you thought it was the stem, right? This is the stem that connects it to the vine. This is that beautiful yellow flower. It's not so pretty anymore, is it? It's gross. No, it's gross because it's died. The flower has done its job. It looked beautiful so that the bee would come in and drop some pollen in so the baby could start growing. Now we don't need that flower anymore, and it dies. And pretty soon it's going to just fall off. But baby Peter keeps right on growing. He grows and he grows and he grows until he looks like this. Cool, huh? So we've got Peter, and there's that flower. Getting really dried up now. But we're going to flip Peter over so he looks like this from now on. So, because that's kind of the way we're used to seeing pumpkins, right? Yeah. He lays in the field, and he grows some more. But wait, I forgot to ask you, what color is Peter? Green as grass. He's green. He's also soft. Baby pumpkins are soft. And when it's too hot outside, they like to rot when they're soft, when they're babies. So sometimes we don't have a lot of pumpkins because if it's too hot when the babies are little, they rot. But Peter isn't rotten. He's continuing to lay in the field until he grows bigger and looks like this. Isn't he beautiful? What color is he now? Still green, and he's still soft, He lays in the field a little bit more, and he gets bigger. Want to see what he looks like when he gets bigger? All right, you're not going to believe it. There he is. Oh, Peter. Isn't he beautiful? The flower just fell off in my hand. That's where the flower was. Yep, he just falls off. Now look at Peter. He's changing, isn't he? He's darker green now. Of course, he's bigger, but he's also harder, like a pumpkin is supposed to be. Okay? He grows a little more. he gets a little bit bigger until he looks like this. Whoa, and he's getting heavy now. He's really heavy. Peter, you're looking like a fine young pumpkin there. Is he ready to pick yet? Not yet. What color should he be when he's ready to pick? Not purple, green. No, not green. He should be orange, right? So he's not ready to pick yet, right? But watch. If I turn Peter around, what do we see? Let's see what's happening with Peter. What's going on with Peter? He's turning orange, isn't he? And when that starts to happen, we know that it's not going to be long before Peter's going to be a grown-up pumpkin and he's all ready for you to come and pick him. You want to see what he looks like when he gets all grown up? Yeah, I know you do. You ready? Okay, let me get my muscles. Let me get my muscles. Here he is. Isn't he beautiful? Some of you look a little skeptical. You don't think that's a grown-up pumpkin? Ooh, now let's think about it. This is a baby. Oh, wait. How many of you guys think this is a grown-up pumpkin? Yeah. Not very many of you. How many of you think that's a baby pumpkin? Yep, I thought you would think that. Let's remember what Peter looked like when he was a baby. Does that look like that? No! This is hard like a pumpkin. It's not soft like that. And it's orange like a pumpkin. That, even though it's little, is a grown-up pumpkin. Now, I know what you guys were thinking. You think that I was going to hold up a pumpkin that looked like that, right? Yeah, I knew you would. Is that a grown-up pumpkin? It is. This is a grown-up pumpkin. And this is a grown-up pumpkin. Now, I have a test question for you. How come when this one grew up, can you still see it? How come when that one grew up, it got real big? And when that one grew up, it stayed little? Ooh, put your thinking cap on. No, that's not it. You think that one got more rain than this one? Nope. They were in the same field together. They got the same rain, so that can't be it. That's a thought. You're thinking that one got more pollen in the flower than this one, right? Good try, but that's not it. It only takes one drop of pollen to make that baby pumpkin start to grow. So that can't be it. Yeah, you're right. You remember when we cut open the pumpkin and took a seed out of the pumpkin to plant? Yep, at the very beginning of our planting, here's our seed. He's still gooey. Okay, right. This seed that I planted determines what our grown-up pumpkin is going to look like when it's all grown up. There are different kinds of pumpkins. And whatever you plant the seed out of will determine what your pumpkin will look like when it grows up, okay? So if I want a nice big jack-o'-lantern pumpkin, am I going to plant the seeds out of this one or this one? That one. If I want a beautiful pumpkin, am I going to plant the seeds out of that one or this one? Yeah, this one. I just want little ones. If I want a white Casparita pumpkin, I'm going to plant the seeds out of this one. Cool, huh? You didn't know some pumpkins aren't orange. Some of them are white when they grow up. If I want a pumpkin that's striped when it grows up, I'm going to plant the seeds out of this one. It's important what we plant, right, guys? Because we reap what we sow. Whatever we plant, whatever we sow or plant, we're going to harvest or pick that later. If I plant a seed out of this one, I'm going to get a pumpkin that looks like this one. It's the same in our lives. When we plant good seeds in our lives, we are going to harvest or pick or find that when we get older. If we are unkind and selfish when we're young, if we plant those kind of seeds in our lives, then when we get older, you know what? We're probably going to be self-centered and lonely without any friends when we grow up, because nobody's going to be around us. Nobody's going to want to be around us. We reap what we sow. So that seed is important, isn't it? You better believe it is. So you need to be sure that now when you're young, you're sowing or planting good seeds in your life so that later on you'll reap the harvest of good things in your life. Hey guys, thanks for joining me in my barn. I've had fun, haven't you? You come back and see me, okay? Bye guys!